well, I wasn't necessarily ready to go live yet. I'm still setting up, but I guess YouTube had other ideas. I'm trying to get the boys to go to the bathroom outside, but unfortunately, with all the snow, they're not liking it. So it is what it is. I'm going to try to get them to go OUT. Well, I could say it because I'm trying to get them to go potty. What can I do? I don't necessarily want to just like cancel this live. And this is why it's a great thing to have all these art supplies near me. I am going to try to get them to go potty. I will be back as soon as I get them to go. I had to dig out a whole bunch of snow because we got dumped on. I might show you guys later on in the live for whoever's here, but I will be right back. I'm going to get the boys to go potty. So, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. I will be right back. Okay, come on. I know you don't want to go out there, but you guys need to go potty. I just dug out all the space for you to go potty. Yeah, you'll get a treat. I don't want to force you guys to go out there. Thank you. Come on, let's go potty. Let's go potty. Let's go potty. Good boy. Onyx, come on. Come on, Onyx, let's go potty. I know you don't want to, but come on. You haven't pottied since 8 a.m. Come on. Come on. It was like 7 hours ago. I know you need to go potty. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Onyx. Come on. Let's go potty. Come on. I'm coming, I know. I had to pick up your poop. Yes, you guys were good boys. Okay, I am sorry about the delay. I did not actually mean to start my live 10 minutes ago. But I also wasn't expecting over a foot of snow in a single morning. Okay, so yeah, I might have to show you guys in a little bit like all the snow that we've gotten. Weather reports have come out before, like earlier this year, where we were supposed to get snow and it ended up just being rain, and it was kind of looking like it might do the same. And then this morning we got over a foot of snow. So it has been a struggle getting the dogs to go potty outside. And I already dug out like a little walkway for them so that they could go twice, and then I had to do it again because it's just continuing to come down. Make sure all messages are on so I don't miss anybody's chats. And I want to get started on this one. I'm still struggling to work on my projects, so like I still need to get some feelings out. I'm gonna need some white. Let's see, where did I leave off? This spot's looking a little funky. looking a little bit better, but I need to add in a little bit more purple. Baxter, buddy, slow down. You're gonna puke. Baxter. You know you can drink more often than like once every couple hours, so you don't have to like gulp it all down. Okay. I want some shrubberies. I don't know what color I'm feeling though. Because I'm kind of wanting something here, here, possibly some little things here, something there. Kind of help with the balance. I don't want it to quite blend in with the trees, but I want it to kind of match the trees. Should I go with turquoise? Going to make it stand out enough though? That's my question. How's it going, Rory? I'm not sure yet. So normally when I do my emotional state paintings, sometimes I have an idea of what emotion I'm feeling, sometimes I don't know what I'm actually feeling. And that's where like the paintings kind of help me. I just go with like aspects of the painting that feel right. So like when I created the trees, I wanted something like sharp and jagged. That's kind of what I was feeling. So I kind of like just gave the impression of the shape, but then they kind of looked like trees to me. So then I just went with the tree thing. And it's just kind of like letting what I'm feeling come out. And it kind of helps me like in the whole process of like understanding what I'm feeling. So I'm not exactly sure what emotion this is. I'm just kind of like getting out all of my feelings regarding it. And I'm kind of liking this landscape and it feels right. So I'm just going to kind of go with it. Because now that I have these trees, I want to add in some other aspects of a landscape. And I don't want to take away from the way the trees look. They look kind of ghostly. I kind of like that. So I want to play into that. I might actually need to extend the mountains. I might do that too, because this is kind of looking like it should be part of those mountains back there. This little part right here. Yeah, well, I'm trying to like make a visual representation of the whatever I'm feeling. So like, it if the feeling feels kind of like jagged, I want to try to like represent that in a visual aspect. That's why there's a lot of like representation of rocks and stuff in my paintings, because like rocks are jagged, or I also think like they represent um, like old. So like it's something that's really old. So if the feelings I've been sitting on them for a while, like they've been with me and I haven't been able to get them out, and I keep trying to hide them away, like those are old feelings that just keep resurfacing. I use rocks to kind of represent those feelings. Or heaviness, that's another one. Like um, I feel I use it a lot to represent heaviness. Sometimes I use water. And kind of one of the things that I was going with um, on Sunday when I started this was like the image, the meme of the dog drinking his coffee while his house is burning down. Like that kept popping in my head a lot too. So like I'm also trying to like capture that feeling without just doing an exact copy of it, but more like just the emotion behind it. Yeah, it's a lot of like intuitive painting. I don't really have an idea of what it's going to look like at the end or what I'm even starting with. And when I started this one, I just went with the black to tone the canvas. And then I just kind of started going with stuff there. I was thinking like I might do my normal, like the weird rocky, like encompassing whatever representation I'm using for that feeling. And so I kind of started the same way, but then it was looking like mountains. So I went with the mountains, and then I saw the trees, and I went with the trees, and I saw the water, and I went with the water. Yeah, the "it's fine" meme. That's exactly the one. This is fine. This is fine. Ooh. Ooh, I just had an idea. So let's see if I go with it. Now that I've added in this little bit of teal, it kind of is giving me the impression of neon. I might go with that. I'm gonna have to re-go over that branch. The only problem with painting intuitively, I normally like when I do landscapes, I go furthest to closest. But when I'm doing intuitive painting, I'm not thinking about like layers like that. And so I'm doing things out of order, if there really is an order. I might not even need to redo the branch. I am liking this though. That I'm liking what it's doing to my brain. Also, if you were wondering, I am still going to go live tomorrow. I'm going to set that up as soon as this stream ends for my normal painting that I've been working on in my lives. I've just been trying to work on other stuff without working on this one, and it's just not. My brain's not liking it. I'm still having issues focusing. Like, I only have like 12 minutes left of my video to edit, which isn't a lot because it was like a 50-minute video that I'm editing down, and I got like the last 12 minutes to edit, and I'm just sitting there not doing anything, staring at the screen. So I try painting on one of my other projects, and again, I'm just sitting there not doing anything. Recorded a video, spent like 50 minutes recording what I'm currently working on, which is back there, and I'm saving that for later. But I didn't do anything. I was just sitting there. Just recorded absolutely nothing. I'm glad I could provide you with some company. I'm also kind of enjoying doing something different with one of my emotional state paintings. This is the first one I've gone live with. And actually, like, kind of falling into a zone while I'm recording. So you guys could see this one, like, come to life in real time instead of the sped up footage that I normally do. I just realized I want these going up towards the right. There we go. That's looking better. So what painting are you working on? If you don't want to share, you don't have to. Just curious. Is it the one that you did? Were you the one that brought it up the last week? Or was somebody else that brought up that they were also working on a painting? There are a couple. I do my best to try to keep track of everything and what what everybody shares with me, but sometimes it gets a little difficult. That sounds cool. We're in a very funny location because in the summertime we have a lot of Canadian geese that are here in Reno. And then when winter comes, that set of geese that were here during the summer, they fly south towards Las Vegas. And then the Canadian geese that were up in Canada come down here. So we have Canadian geese year round. But they're two separate flocks. We got like the main flock in the summer and then the main flock in the winter. I want to work on watercolored. I don't want to say envious, but like that's what feels right to say. Admire, respect, kind of envious, I guess, of artists who use watercolor. As one of those mediums I struggle with. I have tried so many times and I just don't feel like I could get the hang of it. It sounds like a really cool idea. Definitely sounds like something from folklore. And that's exactly what I struggle with. That's why I like acrylic paint so much. I feel like I have a lot of control with it. Even with the ability to like fix mistakes or things I want to change. Like how I changed the direction of the blades of these plants. I need to get better at Discord. Uh, there are so many fun uses I have seen artists using Discord for, and I try. I really do try to get like involved, but its layout, I just do not like the layout. It doesn't work well with my brain. That's something I should probably do. Just sit down and like make a whole bunch of bad art with it. I struggle with getting discouraged when I'm making art I don't like. Like I can typically do like one or two pieces that I don't really like when I'm exploring a medium. And if I don't like pick it up right away, then I get discouraged and want to move on to something else. I did that with the Derwents when I was trying them out. The first couple of times I didn't like them, and then I sat on them for like 10 years. And then I discovered a way that I could use them that I like. I'm in a couple artist communities on Discord already. And then I'm in a couple Pokemon Go Discords. And that's all I'm in. And it still feels like so much. And I even have some small canvases. And honestly, like I wouldn't even need to throw away the bad paintings because I could probably find uses for the paper scraps in my paper crafting. I tell myself all these things, like you can do it, and this is how you can do it. And if it doesn't go right, I even have backup plans, like with my paper crafting. And I still don't just I just don't sit down and do it. Yeah, one Discord can be a lot. My niece makes me feel so old. She's in like a whole bunch of freaking Discords. She keeps up with all of them. And I'm like, how in the world are you keeping up with all of these Discords? And then she starts explaining it to me, and then I'm overwhelmed, and I'm just like, oh, okay, I get it. I get it. And I don't. I just like, I cannot follow along with you, Nanners. I should have started on this side. Now I like want to put my hand in the wet paint. And I said I should start on this side, and what do? I go right in the middle. Also not having the best of pain days. This storm coming in. Hand doesn't want to paint straight. Come on, brush strokes. I was just talking about in my last live that we needed snow as well. That's where all of our moisture comes from, is from the snow in the winter. And we hadn't gotten any. I was getting kind of worried about forest fires. And then all of a sudden we get over a foot and it is still snowing. I would not be surprised if we got like 2 feet of snow. I'm glad we got the snow because it means we're less likely to have forest fire. Well, I guess they're not forest, desert fires. But it is killer on my neck. So I am sending you all the healing vibes. I hope your household is in tip-top shape soon. Hey, how's it going, Creative Jargons? Yeah, getting out an emotional state painting. So I can work on my other projects that are just sitting off to the side now. I need to watch your video. I have it in my schedule to be watched. I was actually probably gonna watch it tonight while I was eating dinner. I'm still sticking my hand in it. I said something. I told myself not to do that, and I still stuck my hand in it. The one where you're, I think it was your podcast video. Maybe it was. I think it was going over like you making your movie. I saw that you had posted a new video. I didn't have time to watch it when I saw it, and I was like, oh, I need to save this because my FYP has a habit of like showing me a video where I'm like, oh, I want to see that, and then I never see it again, and I can't remember the title. And then ADHD blindness comes up, and I'm totally forget it even existed. I think I'm gonna end up putting something right here. I'm getting an idea now. But I want to finish this grass. If this is even grass. Oh, that's funny. I have a. I guess I can show you guys what I'm working on. I'll give you guys because this is a special live. Well, I actually have two with me that I'm working on, but three. One you've seen because it's my normal live stuff, and then one of the things I'm working on for an upcoming video is this. My goal is to spend 30 hours on this. I am currently at 8 hours, and I feel like I am running out of things that I could possibly do to this to go the entire 30 hours. I did one of Creative Paula's. I did three of them, 3 pages from her new coloring book. One for 30 minutes, one for 3 hours, and then this one's for 30 hours. And I'm I'm gonna figure out something that I'm gonna do, but this is one thing I'm working on. The other is a commission that's gonna end up being its own video, and I'm kind of planning out that one. I'm turning it into a tutorial because it's covering like a perspective artists seem to struggle with, which is like looking down. So essentially the viewer in the painting is going to be about, I say like 10 feet off of the ground looking down into a cafe. And so there's a whole lot of elements that are just going to be in weird like poses and positions that they're not normally portrayed in, like teacups and food and Pokemon, because it is a Pokemon painting. And I kind of want to like turn it into a tutorial to kind of like help people learn some tips and tricks, at least things that I use to kind of help me with that perspective. So I got that one I'm working on. And then I also need to get my niece's birthday present worked on. She's filled me in more with Poppy Playtime, and I need to paint a painting to go with one that I did for her a couple years ago with Doughy. I know nothing about this character other than he is made of Play-Doh. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. This I don't know if it's gonna show up. You can kind of see it in the light. Come on, focus. There we go. I'm going in and I'm literally going to be doing every individual little plant in the moss and different colors. So I have the dark green base down now, and I'm going to work my way lighter so it adds all the different dimension. And I'm going in with all sorts of different shades of green. I might add in some more texture to the bark. I'm going to make these guys look super freaking fluffy. I'm going to probably end up doing like every individual hair. I might even do some more stuff in the background, like add another little tree coming off over on this side just to kind of like make it force the perspective down that way. Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm only 8 hours in. I got 12 more, or no, I got 22 more hours left. Yeah, I haven't done one of those perspective paintings in a while, and I'm missing it. One of my favorite Pokemon paintings is that forced perspective where it's like you're like the second story up looking down into an abandoned smelter. Totally like pulling from exploring I've done in ghost towns here in Nevada. You guys are going in the wrong direction. I might get that one. I'm gonna go grab that painting so I can show you. So some of you may have seen this one from my reels, but I have it kind of like you're up in the corner looking down. And this is just like old abandoned smelters here in Nevada. This is kind of like what they look like. And I went super high detail. Like you can see like a little bowl sitting on top of like this cabinet. You can see tools and stuff still on the workbench right here. I got an old steam engine, tumbleweeds. Those are actually Pokemon, but they look like tumbleweeds. Broken branches, the gravel. I even got a box of dynamite. Like just pulling from like things that I used to see when I would go exploring in these ghost towns. And like the bristle cone poking its way through the window. I even got like all the individual little like wood beams, and the there's the wood beams, and then like the sheet metal covering over like the workshop area down here. All the way to like the little detail in the desert plants. This is one of my favorite paintings. This one took me like 115 hours, something around there. I know it was over 100 hours, but it was less than 120. And I really like Still super proud of this painting. And of course, like all the different Pokemon. You can't really see it, but these are Brambleghast. They're a newer Pokemon. For those that know the older ones, Magnemite. There's a Dwebble back here. Swallow, and with a little Talo hatching out of an egg. I got Magearna down here. And then Lampent. I wanted to add Pokemon to it, but like not take away from the piece. Yeah, I want to share how I did it. I actually just used a piece of string and some tape to kind of like help make the grid lines for where I have the horizon. So like I used the string to mark off where the horizon would be off canvas, and then I used that point to kind of like help me lay out everything. I learned that like I don't even know when I learned that. I learned that a long time ago. That had to have been like in middle school or something. And just figured, share my knowledge, help somebody else who may not know like that kind of tip. Never know who it might help and what kind of art it might inspire when you share your knowledge. Man, it is still coming down. I cannot believe how much snow we're getting. Like, I mean, we'll get like a couple feet of snow every winter, but it's always like spread out throughout the entire winter. I think this is the most amount of snow I've ever seen come down since I've lived in Reno in one storm. And it's been relatively warm this winter. Like we've had our cold days, but I was not expecting this with how warm it's been. Like the last couple weeks we've been up in the 60s. Am I still putting my hand in it? I need one of those bars that I could put over my painting so I don't put my hand in it. Why are you going the other way? I was worried that the teal would get lost and that it wouldn't stand out enough against the trees. I'm glad to see that I was wrong. So the thing that I'm putting here might be, I don't know if I'm gonna go with it completely yet, but like I'm starting to visualize something. I'm thinking like a big bird, maybe some flying insectoid. But I don't know if that's gonna be the focus. Like now that I'm seeing it, I don't know if I want it to be like just something in the painting and not necessarily the actual subject focus. I actually think whatever I make this subject, I kind of want it right here in the grass, if this is grass. I think once I'm done with this, what I'm going to end up doing is going outside and shoveling up some snow out of the driveways. I was kind of hoping that it would slow down and I could do it like earlier. I would have done it this morning, but my landlord has already told me like not to do it. Like we have somebody who comes out and does the snow plowing. You don't need to do it. And if anything were to happen and you were the one that shoveled snow, like you could be held liable for it. So I didn't do it today, even though I really wanted to. And I was just like, I'll just wait for the maintenance guy to come out and shovel the snow. But he hasn't come out. And we're sitting like a foot and a half now. Like I live in a duplex and there's like a duplex across the way from me and we have this little cul-de-sac. So like all four of our driveways meet in the middle and then like there's a central driveway. And it's just filling up with snow. And everybody's going to start coming home from work soon, so I kind of want to go out there and just get the driveway at least cleared out. Because I feel like it's more of a hazard with over a foot of snow sitting in the driveway. Did they get on your case too about doing stuff like if anything happens, you can be held liable when you're trying to like be nice for your neighbors? Or them not coming out to plow like they were supposed to and the snow just builds up? And I mean, I guess I could cut him some slack because like we are nowhere near the office, so he has to drive to us. And the city hasn't even really plowed the streets. So, like, they're pretty treacherous too. Yep. I tried just waiting like the landlord had told me. We have somebody to do it. You don't need to do it. Yeah, that's happened to me once, and I didn't even know that was a thing. Um, Before we have our current car, we had a Dodge Dart, just a little four door sedan, nothing spectacular, but it doesn't have like a whole bunch of power. So we had parked, and there was a whole bunch of snow in the parking lot, and this is when I was still in college. Like, so we parked, we went inside, and all of the snow we didn't realize had melted. So there was snow, but we didn't see all the water underneath the snow. We didn't realize the snow was sitting on top of it. And we had backed into the parking spot, and the tire was sitting in the water. And overnight, that water had frozen, like or froze. It had froze, and it had like wrapped around the tire and the um oh my gosh, what is it called? The not the hubcap. Why am I drawing a blank on this? The thing the tire sits around, the metal part that the tire sits around, like the rim. We had the water was sitting like the rim was sitting in the water enough that like the holes and stuff in the rim, the water had just froze around it, and it like just glued the car to the parking lot. We were trying to get it to come out and do everything we could to unfreeze the water so we could move our car out of the way, but it was stuck. It took us 2 days to get the car unstuck. Yeah, the rim. I'm sitting there drawing a blank. I will still never forget that. That was just like now whenever I park somewhere, I always check for water, especially like when it's cold and it's snowing. It just never crossed my mind that that would have been a problem. That was like one of say I think my third winter here in Reno. So I was just a little naive. Luckily now we have a garage, so like the car, like we don't have to worry about it too much. Eric was very happy today because when we woke up, all the cars had about like 6 inches of snow on them already. And he's just like, I would have been super late for work if I had to dig the car out of snow. Yeah, Eric and I have been very good for each other. I feel very fortunate I found him. Oh wait, what am I doing? I'm really excited actually. He's making me one of my favorite dinners he makes. He's making homemade he made homemade salsa, and tonight he's making flautas, and I love his cooking so much. He doesn't think he's that good of a cook, and I'm just like I don't know how you could question how your cooking capabilities. Like some of the dishes he makes, I think he's even surpassed his own mother, who taught him everything he knows. Yeah, I love when he cooks. He doesn't get to do it too often just because of our work schedule. Well, his work schedule. I'm normally the one with my work schedule where I can cook. So I'm typically the one that cooks dinner. But I got all the prep done for him. All he has to do is shred and season the chicken. It'll be all ready for him. Like everything else will be ready to go for him. He made the salsa last night. I'm super excited. All he has to do tonight is make the tortillas and shred and season the chicken, and then stuff the flautas and fry them up. Although I will say his mom is still a pretty good cook. Like I don't want to put down her cooking or anything. She is a phenomenal cook, and I love when she stays with us because all she wants to do is cook for us. It's like her way of paying us back for letting her stay with us. She just cooks. Like one of my favorite things she cooks is bondigas, and they're Mexican meatballs. So she hard boils some eggs, peels them and everything, and she rough chops up the eggs, and then she gets ground beef together, and she stuffs the eggs into the ground beef and then wraps it around it, like, and then she cooks it inside sopa, which is a tomato soup base, and oh, they are so good. That's one of my favorite dishes that she makes. I'd never even heard of bone de gosse before. I'd never seen it on like in any restaurant on a menu. And she knows how much I love it. She comes over and she's like, "What do you want me to make first? Do you want tacos or do you want bone de gosse?" That's what she says. That's like almost exactly what she said. She's like, "You are my son. I love you. I'm gonna look out for you. Let me cook for you." I'm just like, okay, okay, you can cook for me. She also makes tacos de papas. Uh, it's like she mashes together potatoes and carrots and makes like they're deep fried tacos. Oh, those are so good. I cannot eat a ton of those though because there's like I love her to death, but there's no nutritional value in those tacos, but they are so good. It is absolutely universal. It's a total mom trait. All I do is just make sure she doesn't like. I have to fight her on this one. Like I don't actually fight her, but I just was like, she comes over and she does all the cooking, and so like I have to stay on top of the cleaning because otherwise she'll also clean. And I'm like, you don't need to do everything. Like I can clean. If you're cooking, let me clean. I can do the dishes. I can take care of all the cleaning because that's that's what she wants to do. She wants to take care of us, and so like I let her cook. She has free reign over the kitchen when she's here. But I was like, you don't also need to do the cleaning. It makes me feel like I'm using her as a housemaid. And I'm like, no, no, no. Cooking is one thing. You don't need to also do the cleaning. And I have to stay on top of it too, because like if I go into my room and I'm painting, I'll come out and she's like already got the kitchen torn apart and like scrubbing down the counters, scrubbing down our appliances. Like she'll sit there and she's like scrubbing the coffee maker, and I'm like, you weren't even here that long. You do not need to be cleaning the coffee maker. That's not you. That's my own mess. But I love her to death. I won't like yeah, I won't forget that. Like she had just pulled out all of our appliances and she's just like scrubbing the heck out of all of our little appliances, like our slow cooker, our rice cooker, the coffee maker. Just like you don't need to be doing all that. That's too much. Like, but you're giving me a place to stay for the week, because like she'll stay with us whenever she goes to her doctor's appointments, because she lives about 4 hours away from us in a lot smaller town. So all of her doctor's appointments and everything are scheduled out here in Reno. And so when she'll schedule all her doctor's appointments for like around the same time. That way she can just stay with us, and then I take her to her doctor's appointments. And she's like, "Oh, I gotta pay you back. You're helping me out." And I'm like, "You're your family. That's what I'm supposed to do." And she's like, "But you don't even complain, and you just take me to my appointments, and you keep me company. Like I gotta help you out." And like almost like she has to pay her stay with us. I'm like, your cooking is enough. That is more than enough. Your cooking is wonderful. And she's constantly like making salsas, all sorts of different types of tacos, caldo, which is just a stew, and thinking about her cooking. But Eric's making flautas tonight, so I'm very happy with flautas. I think she's gonna actually be staying with us in a couple weeks again. I have to make sure like I do my deep cleaning so that the house is clean before she gets here completely. Like nothing wrong that needs to be cleaned, so she doesn't get the urge. I had to eat before the live stream because otherwise I'd be super hungry. But all I can smell is that chicken in the slow cooker. making me perpetually hungry. Although I had a good lunch. I made beef stew the other day, so I just had leftovers for lunch. Wish I had a way to share the food with you guys. I'd absolutely like host a potluck in the park. Especially with, like, if Eric's mom were to like get tamales, because man, they make so many freaking tamales. I'd share those with everybody. I'd have to make something like cookies or maybe not, because one thing at potlucks is there's always too many sweets. I might have to do like do something different. One potluck I made ratatouille. I could do that. If I had more money, I would definitely like host some kind of event where I could have all my audience members just come. Like, let's have fun. Pay for everybody to come to Lake Tahoe, and we'll have like a potluck up at the lake. I would have to rent out like one of the casinos up there completely, because there's 1,600 of you guys total. This side is starting to look not as defined. it is. There's a few places I've been in this world that I would always like. I would highly encourage going to see. One, like I got a chance, an opportunity to go to India, and while I did go into culture shock when I first got there, I would definitely like if you ever have an opportunity, go out to India. The other is my favorite city in the entire world, which is Hong Kong. That city was absolutely amazing. That is something I will never forget. The way that the skyscrapers with the rolling hills just like rolled right into the ocean, and then the little islands out in the harbor, and then like you'd see all the buildings come up, and then they would just disappear again into the ocean. Like that was really cool, and it was really clean. It was the cleanest city I have ever seen in my life. Like the city was spotless. Such a like just very unique place. But then another one would be Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe is probably one of the prettiest natural lakes I've ever seen in my life. And then there's a couple others like Cathedral Gorge, Bryce Canyon in Utah. Cathedral Gorge is here in Nevada. Bryce Canyon is in Utah. Or National Monument. That's another one where they have like the bedrock exposed, and they have a building over it now, so you can like go see the museum and you get to see all the dinosaur bones in the rock. They've just been unexcavated, just left there. And then, of course, Sequoia National Park. But I'm going to do my best to get out there this summer and do a live stream out in Sequoia. Yosemite's probably another one. I take it you flew over on your way to San Francisco? Because that's the only major airport I could think of that's in this area. It's either San Francisco or Salt Lake City. Because the Reno's airport does not have 40 gates. I don't know if the microphone picked that up. It sounded like something just crashed on the side of my house. I'm gonna go check that. I'm hoping it's just snow. It was. Snow just fell over our trash cans and dumped them all over the place. I'm gonna go pick that up before the trash gets buried in the snow. I will be right back. Okay, that was a bit of excitement. I didn't want I needed to go pick up the garbage. I didn't want the snow to just cover all of the garbage and then try to dig through the snow to pick up garbage. It's not fun. Oh, so they had you go from Phoenix over Lake Tahoe into Salt Lake? It's an interesting route. Although I wouldn't complain. I love the Sierra Mountains. The Sierra Nevadas are just. I've seen the Rockies, I've seen the Cascades, and the Sierra Nevadas are my favorite. I've even seen the Himalayas when I flew over those from New Delhi to Hong Kong. I got to see Mount Everest. That was very surreal. Seeing all the mountains underneath the airplane, and then all of a sudden we're at eye level with Mount Everest. That was that was a very surreal experience. Cool, but very surreal. Oh, Portland. PDX is Portland. Okay, not Phoenix. I have only ever driven through Oregon. Not taken a flight over Oregon. Well, I take that back. I've flown over Oregon. I just didn't fly into the airport. I think the tree branch is what's throwing me off. Just feeling some of that black. I have the same issue. Since I live in Reno, we're not a very, we're a decent sized city, but it's not a huge city. Like, when I flew out of Vegas, when I lived in Vegas, that's when I flew to India. Vegas, I went from Las Vegas to Gatwick, and then from Gatwick, I had to take a taxi to Heathrow, and then Heathrow straight to New Delhi, and then the scariest airplane in my life, I had to get on from New Delhi to Kolkata. That was the that was a scary flight. Uh, it was Spice Airlines, and that airplane, its name was Cinnamon, because each of their airplanes was named after a different spice. And I got on Cinnamon, and that plane felt like it was gonna fall apart in the sky. Like, it was so rickety. That scared me. That's the only time I've ever been super scared of a flight. I was prepared. I was just like, well, if I die, I guess I'm ready. The plane made it though. It was fine. And then the plane from Kolkata back into Delhi, no issues. So I feel like it was just that airplane. Yeah, Cardamom was the next plane that I had gotten on, and Cardamom was fine. Like, that airplane, flying from Kolkata back into Delhi, I had no issues there. The other and it was an old airplane because it had two propellers on this Did it have? No, it didn't have a front propeller. It just had propellers on the wings. That was just a scary airplane. My guess is it was probably like an old airplane from somewhere else in the world, and Spice Airlines just they bought it and then fixed it up for commercial flight, commercial travel in the early 2000s. That was 2007. But then Cardamom was like a newer plane. I do remember like asking him like, can I change the airline? I don't want to fly on Spice Airlines again. How's it going, Illustrated? We saw one camp. Um, I don't know if I have any pictures anywhere. I would really have to go digging for them. This was like, this was 2007. I did not have a cell phone at the time, but I did have a disposable camera. I just don't know where those photos are. But I did see a camp. I didn't notice it at first. It was actually the pilot over the intercom had pointed it out, and then the airline attendants they were like helping point out where we could see a camp. I think it was like a famous camp at the time, but this was also before like the rush for Mount Everest for everybody to climb it. So like I mean there were still people lost up there, but it just there wasn't as much traffic or garbage. But it was just like a little speck of color on the mountain. It was like a blue like a blue tent, and there was just other stuff around it that you could tell like people were there. I just couldn't make out any detail of exactly what it was. But that was the only camp that we saw that was on Mount Everest, and I think it was one that's just like permanently there. But I never want to climb Mount Everest. I've never had any like desire to do that. So flying and actually like seeing the mountain like from the airplane, I feel like was good enough for me. I got to see it. I got to see the Himalayas and see just like how tall the mountain actually is. And how much taller it is than the mountains around it. That was the other thing that really blew my mind about it. Because like I expected the Himalayas, like the Sierra Nevadas, like we have Wheeler Point, which is the tallest mountain here in Nevada, but the surrounding mountains are really close to about the same height. So like there it's pretty uniform. And I feel like the Cascades are very similar, and so are the Rockies. Like you'll have mountains that are taller than the others, but for the most part, they're all relatively close to the same height. Mount Everest, no, it just towers over all the other mountains. That was probably the most surprising thing when I flew over Mount Everest. Well, we didn't even fly over Mount Everest. We flew around Mount Everest. Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's like I grew up in Nevada, and I got to see a lot of remnants of the Oregon Trail of people going through the desert. So I kind of got in like used to seeing that kind of stuff, like just remnants of people who had passed trying to do something. Like they're trying to make their way into California, they're trying to make their way into Oregon during the gold rush, trying to find some way of bettering their life. And so like we see the remnants of the ghost towns, and like I know a lot of you, especially you illustrator, you probably know about like the Donner Party. That's only a 25-minute drive away from me, where that entire family passed away. Well, not the entire family, but the majority of the family passed away. And when they had gotten trapped in the snow, like, yeah, that's only a 25-minute drive away from me. Donner Pass. It's still named after them. Now it's more of like a tourist attraction. That kind of stuff makes me feel a little weird. With like Donner Pass being a tourist attraction, but like just be growing up around these ghost towns, and just like seeing what people were willing to die for, it kind of gave me like a different view of it. Because like even Las Vegas had its hardships in the early days, back when it was just a Mormon settlement. It was before all the casinos and everything. I got to go on a lot of class field trips to see the old Mormon fort, which is what founded Las Vegas. Or like seeing pictures from Lake Mead of the old Mormon town that they like buried under Lake Mead when they built Hoover Dam. And just knowing like how hard their life was. It's like there's a cemetery underneath there, and it was kind of like you could, growing up in like our classes on Nevada history and seeing the pictures people have taken of the church that's under the water in Lake Mead, and you could still see like the tombstones. They're like covered in moss and everything now, but like you could see just the mounds of like water grass covering the tombstones. But I do kind of like really enjoy that kind of stuff, learning about the history of areas. One of my favorite things to do, like when I go on road trips through Nevada and we find a ghost town that, nobody lives there anymore, I try to find the cemetery. It's kind of getting harder and harder to see it though, because so many of these buildings and like just the graveyards themselves, they're getting buried. The wood doesn't last that long in the desert, so all of these wooden structures, they're just disintegrating in the desert. The heat and the cold, the heat and the cold, the wood's just breaking apart. So like a lot of these cemeteries would have wooden fences around them and gates marking the location. All that stuff, like I've watched it just in my lifetime. Like in the 90s and early 2000s, a lot of that stuff was still standing. Now in the late 2000 teens, 2020s, most of that stuff is just like collapsed and fallen over. That was kind of like, that was when I really started like kind of understanding, like I guess like maturing, like that when all that was going on. That's when I really started like maturing and understanding like what life kind of is about, growing out of like my teenage angst years and having a better appreciation of those that came before me. And just watching that, like, while I'm going through like my own maturing phase, watching this stuff I grew up with just crumbling and collapsing. Watching nature just take back over. I'm glad that made sense. I was kind of fumbling through the right words to say there to express how I was feeling about it. My goodness, I just cannot believe it is still snowing. I might build a snowman tonight. Do I have any children to appreciate my snowman? Nope. But I will appreciate him. I'm just gonna have to like do him outside of the backyard because if I do him in the backyard, Onyx and Baxter will just pee all over it, and I don't want their pee to like melt the bottom of it and cause it to topple over. Mine do not like snow. Yeah, it's interesting seeing so much of the stuff that I grew up with and it crumbling. Like a lot of my older friends and like even my parents like would try and tell me like how much the cities they grew up with changed. Like my dad, he grew up in LA. My mom grew up in Las Vegas. And so like they would always tell me like no, like this isn't the Vegas I know. The Vegas I know doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. It's changed so much. My dad like LA just isn't the same place. This isn't the same city I grew up in. And then like experiencing it for myself. Except like the difference is um like the ghost towns are what really captivated me, and the ghost towns were there for them. Like my dad would talk about like things that he did when he was a kid and exploring and seeing this stuff, and then like getting a chance to go and see it when I was a kid because it was still there. But like that once like those wooden structures in the desert seem to hit like 100 years old, that seems to be it. Like that's they're done, and they just start crumbling. The smelters that are made of brick, they're still kind of standing. Some of the old mining equipment, like the mine chutes, they're still kind of standing. But so many of the homes and houses, the churches, the schools, they're just disappearing. They would be very upset. Covered in snow. Especially because Baxter doesn't seem to mind it as much. Onyx really does not like the snow. So if that happened to him, he would be really upset. And he's a little princess. Gotta work on my line confidence. Onyx is already upset this morning because he didn't get to go on his walk because of the snow. The thing, like, the snow drifts out there taller than he is. He was wanting to go. I had to open up the door and show him. I'm like, "Do you want to go out in that?" And he normally, like, when I open up the front door, he'll want to go out onto, like, the doorstep and go out there. Not today. He was all excited. I opened up the door and he just looked out there, saw the snow, and then just like looked at me and stood there just staring at me like I could do something about it. I'm like, I'm sorry, buddy. There is nothing I can do about the snow coming down. A little bit more purple. Starting to get a little too blue. Ooh, I kind of want to put. I want to put some rocks in it now. I need to get these mountains done though before I forget. I'm seeing a creature right here. I don't know if it's showing up. But right here, I'm kind of like seeing what looks like it could be the silhouette of a creature. I think I might want to bring that out. Maybe that's good. He's going to end up being the subject. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, these could be antennas and almost like maybe a ladybug or beetle body, like looking at the explosion. But I'm gonna need to put a rock for him to sit on, and I was already kind of seeing rocks, and I kind of like that. I could put a rock right there. I'm gonna need to go in with the dark blue again. I'm using the wrong brush for rocks. I know I just spent all that work putting in these blades of grass. I mean, just cover them back up again. To try and make this look like a rock I would want to climb on. Thinking about like when I go into the forest, I'll see giant rocks but like the way that some of them look, I'm like, I'm not gonna fall off of that one. I feel like I'd have better footing, so I want to try to make it look like it'd be a rock I would want to climb on top of. Now it's kind of making me think of like an ant hill. I'm kind of liking how it's forcing a new perspective. It's making me feel really small right here, and like everything else is towering over, even the blades of grass. I'm liking that. Which I guess kind of goes along with those feelings. I need to figure out what emotion this is. The world is burning down around you, and you're just like, oh, this is fine. Yeah, you feel really small. Okay, I need to get this. Uno momento. What was that? UPS truck just hit a parked car on the street. Did you guys hear that? And he's just driving away. He just hit a truck parked on the sidewalk or parked on the street, and not hard, like bumped it, and the UPS truck just drove away. I would not be happy if I was that truck driver. I don't, my neighbor has a camera that points over there. I'm going to have to let him know, like, hey, if somebody's, needs help, this is what time is it? 4:30? Just so he could, like, we can find this truck driver, like, hey, here's a video of the UPS truck hitting your car. I have 3 screens going as well. I have this one right here. This is my phone. I also have this one so I can see. Ooh, look at the inception. Look at all the screens. So I could read your guys' chat while I'm painting. And then I got my TV, which is up there, going with the music. Granted, I'm not really paying attention to any of them other than the chat, but I have 3 screens going as well. So, like, I understand. I forgot what I was working on because the UPS truck hit a car. And my neighbors just got stuck. I all of a sudden got exciting around me. I'm gonna... Can you see? I don't want to, like, show their license plate number, but, like, they are stuck. And I think the guy finally just came to start clearing out the the road or the driveway. I might end the video a little early to see if he needs some help, but goodness, got exciting. I'm gonna watch them. They're pulling out some boxes right now. If the car is stuck, I might go over and help them get it unstuck. I don't know what I could do, but I will offer my services because it's the neighborly thing to do. That's what I was working on. I was working on the mountains. Slow down. Thank you. I don't want you guys puking. This is why I tell you guys to slow down. Are you okay? Are you okay? Goodness. You boys are silly. I know you're antsy. I'm sorry we didn't get to go on our walk today. Okay. They are struggling. I'm gonna go ahead and offer my help. Oh, did they get it? Never mind. As soon as I was gonna end stream to go help them, they just got it unstuck. Alright, at least they got the car unstuck. When I end stream, I'm gonna go out and like start shoveling out the driveway. I think I might be the only neighbor with a snow shovel because they did tell us like don't shovel you don't need to shovel the driveway, we have it. When you guys don't. What are you doing? Do you want to say hi? Can you guys see? Are you getting jealous? You could see me. You Baxter's getting jealous. Yeah, they love their attention. I feel bad we didn't get to go on our walk today, but they would just get buried. They would disappear. Baxter doesn't mind the snow too much, although he's got a fatty oh my gosh, what are they called? It's not a tumor, but it's like a fat lump because he's just old and he's prone to them. He doesn't mind the snow unless the snow touches that. Like if I could call it his boob because he has one. He's got the uniboob. If his uniboob touches the snow, then he doesn't like it too much. Onyx, on the other hand, does not like the snow at all. Even though he's got thicker fur. Baxter's got a thinner coat than Onyx, and he doesn't mind the snow so much. Onyx hates it. I don't know if you guys have seen American Dad, like the early seasons, but that's something I quote at Baxter all the time, and Eric goes, "Don't make fun of him." And I'll like squeeze his little boobie, and I'm like, "I'll go halvesies on the uniboob." But he does not like when his uniboob touches the snow. If it's that deep, then he doesn't like it, and it's way beyond that deep. Like it's taller than both of them. I like the way that came out. Now I gotta do the same thing over here. I like this. It makes it feel like they're a lot closer. Just gotta dull them down. Okie dokie. feel like I still need to add, if I'm going to do the spikes, add spikes on this side, but I could just make them a little darker. Might have done those a little too dark. Oh, but I love the purple. I love the way the purple's sitting on them. I don't know if the camera's really picking it up, but just that color purple. Ah. Definitely feeling that. How's it going, Penji? Guess it could be leaves. I was seeing them more like uh, pine needles, but they're also kind of giving me porcupine. So, like, I don't know. Did you just get in here, Penji, or did you hear me talking about your painting earlier? I kind of went over how I'm planning out your painting right now. Because yours is one of, well, now 4 paintings I'm currently working on. Number 4, because this one just needed to come out, apparently. Because I'll just sit there and I'm not working on any of the paintings, so I'm trying to get out my feelings so that I can work on my other stuff. Like your painting. I think that's a really good thing, though. I enjoyed going to, when I had therapy appointments, I enjoyed going to the offices that felt personable, where the doctor felt human or the therapist felt human. I did not enjoy going to the rooms that were super clinical and just like gray. They always made me feel like I'm being monitored. I don't like that feeling. So I know that I'm not alone there, that there's probably other people who feel the same way and why they don't like going to therapy appointments because the offices are so just clinical. Yeah, your painting's coming up though. I'm excited. I actually brought out this one to show an example of the look I was going for with the top-down view. Because this is what I'm wanting to do for yours. About the same level of detail. Just a cafe. I just haven't been able to sit down and work on it. I just sit there and I don't do anything because I'm just dealing with difficult feelings. I am glad that you leave them colorful. It can be tough for people to open up about things that they want to work on about themselves or where they need help. So, like, if a room feels, the doctor's office feels, or therapy office feels personable, like, you can see who they are and that's kind of represented, I feel more comfortable. I'm more willing to open up. It's been kind of a difficult feeling kind of year, and we're only in February. I would love that. I definitely want to finish some of these trees. I'm going to stay on just a little bit longer since I started a little late. I kind of want to finish a couple of trees just to kind of get this look hammered in. If you are just listening and not paying attention to the chat, Penji is asking. Uh, she, Penji is making a poster that states all communication is valid, but unsure what the theme should be. I just had an idea. You don't have to go with it, but with all communication is valid, that made me think like you could do a representation of a letter, email, text message, cell phone, regular telephone, even like Morse code. What's the that thing called? You can do like different types of communications through the years. The courier pigeon. I think that would be kind of cool to have like a theme of things that represent different ways people communicated, like long distances through the years. I totally went a different direction. You went all Pokemon. I should have gone Pokemon. Ah. Hmm. Smoke signals, braille, yeah. Hmm. I'm gonna sit and think on it. I told you my initial thought, but I'll think on it more as like probably when I'm eating dinner. Yes, I know that look. My old high school friends and I, we used to just be able to look at each other and know what we were thinking. I like that idea illustrated. Having a bunch of people and each one communicating in a different way. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. I apologize for humming Pokemon. I just know the songs so well. I can't help it. I kind of like that idea, having them all sit in a circle communicating with each other in different ways. You are too hard on yourself, Penji. I've seen your work. You are too hard on yourself. Also, for something like that, I don't think your drawing skills I don't think it need to be like realistic drawings. I think it would be more impactful if they were kind of like maybe if you did cartoon characters. Like you could have different cartoon characters talking to each other, like Lady Rainicorn, because she's got the voice box. There's that episode. I mean, I granted she sounds like an old grandpa when she's talking, but she does have the voice box episode, and you could use like that and find other characters in media that communicate in different ways. Oh, I need to remember to share after this stream the lo-fi mix I have going on. If you guys want to listen to it, it's Glitch X City. This is her remixes. She does high energy remixes as well as lo-fi, and she has a lo-fi live that just streams nonstop. I think she's a very talented musician. Yeah, Adventure Time has a lot of different characters that communicate in different ways. They even have that whole episode where Jake and Finn try to help that little creature that looks like a beaker, where it's just like two circles. They call it, what do they call it? It whistles to communicate, and Finn and Jake don't understand it because it whistles to communicate. And the entire episode is them trying to figure out what it wants through its whistling before realizing that it wanted to go home with its mom. Yes, Google implemented that right before Pokemon Go came out. They started doing that. Okay, are you gonna open up the? Fair warning, everybody. It might get a little loud. Baxter has not noticed it yet, but he is going to notice soon that Daddy just got home. He has noticed. Yes, I know, boys. You might want to try letting them out. You might want to let them out. Try to get them to go. I've been struggling with it all day. I think if you did cartoon characters that communicate in different ways, like even adults can recognize that, like a cartoon character communicating with each other, whether they know who the character is or not. Yep, that was Baxter. Baxter's our Borker. Onyx only barks really when it's somebody he doesn't know or he's mad. I apologize. He's just so excited. Oh, you're all wet. Your little booby is cold and wet, Baxter. You didn't want your sweater on earlier. Are you gonna want your sweater on now? Oh goodness, you're wet too. Baxter.
I love you. Silencio. You're excited. You're like a little cat. You perch up against the couch like that. Hey! Sure, enough.
You're gonna have to pick him up. He's not gonna stop until he gets his lovin'.
Come here. Why do you turn into pudding then? I missed you. Why do you have to? You need to tell everybody everything.
Oh, such a silly little boy.
Yes, you are. You're so silly. I know you had a tough day.
I'm gonna finish this tree and then I'm gonna go ahead and end the live. I do like what I got done though, and I do see a vision. Not sure what else I'm gonna do, but I do see the little creature right there. I want something right here. Figure out what emotion this is.
Oh, yes. The massages. The massage. Yeah, you gotta get the massages. Oh, the massages. Yeah, you get the kisses. Those are your payment. That's your payment. I take hugs and kisses as payment.
Oh, someone's getting jealous now. But you know, as soon as you put him down, he's gonna start barking at you again.
And I can't pick up Onyx because he'll do that.
So I was talking to my chat earlier about going out there and snowing and how back to Onyx. You don't need to bark too. But I was talking to him about how last year when I shoveled all the snow out of the driveway, they were like, "You don't need to do that. We have somebody who does that, and if anything happens, you could be held accountable." Yeah, that's what I was telling them. I was like, I purposefully didn't shovel the snow out of the driveway because that's what they told me last year, and I don't want to be held accountable.
That was a big boy bark. Yeah, you were saying?
So I didn't do it, but I might go out there after I finish the stream.
Well, we're gonna have to.
Yeah. We got like, what, 1.5 feet of snow?
I was barely able to get into the parking lot. Hey, man. I know. Come here. You're excited. I know. Come here. Up, up.
It'll definitely be easier to have some help. Does Gotchi still need to go to the...
No, she's stuck in Sacramento. They canceled all buses this way because they can't get past the overpass. So everything.
Why didn't she come the other way?
Because she's stubborn.
If she would have come the way she went down, she would have been able to get into town
She
just
would've
fine.
gone to Winnemucca. She wouldn't even have gone through Reno. She's difficult, and she wanted to go her way. So, that being said, I had to reschedule her train ticket for Thursday. So maybe she'll come in tomorrow, if not Thursday. But I told my mom, like, I don't know with the storm. As of right now, as of earlier today, it looked like it was just cloudy, but that could change. The storm could get bigger. Just depends, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'll keep you posted.
That's all you can do.
Yep. And look at the potato.
I cannot look at the potato right now. I am finishing up this tree. What are your guys' nickname for your pets? We have a bunch. So Onyx has, well, Baxter has a bunch. Onyx has one. He's our little monster.
The monster.
The monster.
Monster, like monster cheese.
The monster. I call him monster.
He's my little
Eric will
monster.
call him monster.
Oh, my little monster.
But then like Baxter, he's got our little golden boy,
Golden one.
the golden one,
Pat.
butter pad. Was the Min Young? I don't know where Min Young came from, by the way, but our little Min Young. He's got Min Young, and what else? Like, cause he's got a whole bunch. He's change.
He's a golden. He's a Yukon potato.
Oh, the potato, yeah, Yukon, the Yukon potato.
Onyx is he's that purple potato.
I've never called him potato.
I call him potato.
Baxter, I call potato.
I call him he's a little cannon because he's got a barrel chest. He looks like a little missile. He is content. Your floppy ears. Your floppy ears. Are you happy this way? You seem to be very content with it. Baby honey. I know, but if I set him down, he goes bonkers. Are you gonna go bonkers because you're not getting the action? I mean, Onyx.
Don't know who you're yelling at?
No, they're both crazy. Alright, guess we're gonna do this one here. If you're not impatient. Yeah. Are you upset that I can't that I won't put you down?
Brat and Handsome, that's fitting.
Huh?
For a horse. Brat and Handsome being the nicknames.
Oh, that's funny. I like it.
My dog's name is Brody, and I call him Buddy. Broadcaster. I like that one for Brody.
Broadcaster? That's funny. You're gonna. Ew.
Peter Pada Musiki? Sika? Pada Musika? Peter Pada Musika. That is a tongue twister for me. I am struggling with that one. How in the world did you come up with that one, Penji? Peter Pada Musika and Dr. Oberon O'Brien. Our lovebird Solo was the terrorist.
Yeah.
She was our little terrorist.
Especially when she like dive bombed or squeaked in your ear. Rascal was the Rackle one, the foretold one.
Rackle. Oh yeah, Rascal. He was the foretold puppy. We called him that a lot. You were foretold.
Can I warm up the food? Foretold. He was the moo cow.
Moo cow. Yeah, because he's white and black.
Baxter was the loaf.
Dexter was the loaf.
Yeah, Dexter was the loaf.
He was the loaf. Because he loafed.
He did. He splooted a lot.
He splooted and loafed better than any dog.
No, at times he was very equal. No, I know you want down, but you're not gonna get down. You bark. This is your punishment. You get
Okay. Now that those 2 trees are done, I'm going to save these ones for next time. Tomorrow I am going to go live, but I'm going to work on this painting. Oh, I'm going to knock my camera down. Oh my goodness. Don't do that, David. Okay. I'm going to work on this one tomorrow. I'm going to finish up the tree and get started on the lilies. So I hope to see you for that tomorrow if you can make it. If not, no worries. I like messed up my camera. Almost threw it on the ground. That would have been really bad. There we go. Tiny terrorist. That's a good nickname for a toddler too. Solo was very much so like a toddler. She got into so much.
Yeah. I'm trying one-handed here, and I'm getting clawed by the dogs.
Awesome. Hopefully I see you tomorrow. If not, I will be doing a lot more lives. But before it gets too much darker, I'm gonna go try and get some shoveling done. So like, it seems to have stopped snowing for a moment, and that needs to get done. Anyways, I appreciate you all joining. I'm happy with how far this painting got. I feel like I got some more emotions out, and I'm liking that. And I think I might be able to actually finish this in the next live I do with it. So anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful night or morning or day, whatever time it may be for you. And I will see you in the next one. Be safe out there. Don't get lost. Don't get stolen. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye, you beautiful people.